Yes, I am back. It's been a little while since my last video, but having said that, I'm glad to be back doing what I love, and that is, of course, talking about movies. So what better way to return to my channel than by doing a movie review on one of my favourite movies of all time, that being The Untouchables.
The surprise is half the battle. Many things are half the battle. Losing is half the battle. Let's think about what is all the battle.
So just to give you a heads up, this will be a spoiler review of the movie, so that's your warning. When it comes to the story of The Untouchables, it does take a little while for the team to come together. Once the team are assembled though, the movie takes off as it moves along at a brisk pace. The simple nature of the plot allows the characters to be front and centre of the movie. It means that the time spent with the team allows us to be emotionally invested with these characters. The combination of top storytelling along with excellent character development, which I'll get to shortly, means that when the various members of the team arrive at their deaths, it hits home that much more for the audience. Sean Connery is the standout as cop Jimmy Malone. He has several quotable lines as he has a commanding presence whenever he's on screen. My favourite scene is in the church when he tells Eliot Ness what he needs to do to take down Al Capone.
Capone, here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way. And that's how you get Capone.
This scene showcases Connery firing on all cylinders, as you really get a sense of how badly he wants to take down Capone and his goons. His chemistry with Kevin Costner is one of the reasons why this movie works so well. Speaking of which, Kevin Costner turns in a strong performance as Treasury Agent Eliot Ness. Costner brings stoicism to the role, yet also a feeling of vulnerability whenever there's a lack of a breakthrough in the team's attempts to capture Al Capone. He's basically the Captain America of the movie, but I mean that in the best way possible. The rest of the cast provides solid performances, including Andy Garcia and Charles Martin Smith, as they, along with Costner and Connery, share great chemistry. Robert De Niro chews up the scenery as gangster Al Capone. You can tell that he's having an absolute blast playing the role, and his performance is all the better for it. Brian De Palma was the perfect choice to direct The Untouchables. His previous work on Scarface made his directorial style suited to this gangster crime story. The over-the-top violence that was present in Scarface does at times carry over into this movie. By the same token though, the violence that plays out is mostly in line with the actions of the story and characters at hand. Some great examples include Capone beating the crap out of a man with a baseball bat, showcasing the dangerous nature of his character. Also, Jimmy Malone's death after he's shot multiple times by one of Capone's goons shows the power and muscle that Capone holds in Chicago. Because the story is told from the hero's perspective, De Palma, along with cinematographer Stephen Burham, utilise a fairly muted colour palette. However, this colour palette is definitely suited for the tone of the movie. This is because the Untouchables team are not loud or flashy, but only have a determination to catch Capone. And now we save the best topic for last, as I discuss the score from Ennio Morricone. The score for the movie is essentially a character unto itself. Right from the opening credits, you know you're in for a ride, as we hear the quirky instrumentation that Morricone uses for the title theme. Despite the off-center instruments used in this theme, it's very fitting of the 1930s Prohibition era, as it feels at home with the crime gangster tone of the movie. Victorious is one of my favourite songs on the soundtrack. It's triumphant and heroic that perfectly encapsulates the initial victory that the team have when they successfully raid one of Capone's liquor hideouts.
Criminal officers!
Get your hands in the air! Nobody move!
This is a raid!
By the way, is it me or do you get nerd tears when you see this scene? I mean, everything from the direction, acting and soundtrack all come together perfectly during this scene. The death theme is my second favourite song. It plays whenever one of the members of the Untouchables are killed by Capone's men, or when a member experiences a moment of defeat.
God damn! Stop!
The soft, jazzy instrumentation underlines the tragic consequences that our heroes face in their efforts to stop Capone. Even Capone gets his own theme. The theme is full of big jazz instrumentation that is very appropriate for Capone's character. Overall, the simple nature of the plot allows the characters to be front and center of the movie. Sean Connery is the standout as Jimmy Malone, in addition to great performances from Kevin Costner, Robert De Niro, and the rest of the cast. Brian De Palma was the perfect choice to direct this movie, particularly with his storytelling ability to focus on the team itself, allowing the audience to become emotionally attached with these characters. Ennio Morricone's score is among the best of his career, as he captures this era of American history with such authenticity and flair. Despite some pacing issues in the movie's first act, I'm going to give The Untouchables a 9 out of 10. So I now hand it over to you, as I want to find out your thoughts on The Untouchables, and do you think this is Brian De Palma's best movie, as I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.